Okay guys, so we're going to talk about how to add a header for your website, and below you can see what an example of a header looks like. And one of the things you need to keep in mind is that your header should represent the theme of whatever your site that you've created is about. So for most of you, you've created a website about an app, and let's pretend I created one on Evernote. So in this header you should have like the header, you know, the symbol, the logo for Evernote. You should maybe have a couple of words or things that kind of attract the attention of the people who hit your site. Because one of the things that happens on a website is people get to your page and they look at it really quickly. And then it often decide to stay or not stay based on what it looks like graphically. Now the fact is, you might have all the best information in the world on Evernote, for example, but nobody will actually read your website because it's not graphically pleasing. So, you know, getting people to be interested in the graphics is really critical, okay? So you're going to use Photoshop, as we've learned. And one of the big things you need to realize is that you need to, when you create the document, you need to create it in a 850 by 150 dimension roughly. So 850 width, 150 height. Now if you're not sure, what I recommend that you do is you go to the Chrome web store, like I've taught you, and this is the thing, for most of us we're all using Google Sites, so it's pretty standard. Now the computer's so slow I'm not sure I'm going to do this, but there's a program called Page Ruler, and what it does is you click on that little icon, it'll show up here. So write this down, Page Ruler. I'm not going to show you because this computer is so terribly slow. And when you click on it, what it does is you can actually measure stuff on your screen. And then that's really useful because sometimes you're not sure what the dimensions are that you want to copy, because sometimes you're using a theme that already has a header. So some of you might have picked a theme that has a header and therefore you need to copy it. So therefore, use Page Ruler in the Chrome web store, because you can't take a ruler and measure it on your screen. That doesn't make any sense, because by the way, it's measured in pixels. Okay, whenever you do anything in web, it's always pixels that it measures on the screen. And the standard size of most websites is 900 pixels. Okay, the new trend though in web design are like headers that have no limits, and they're unwrapped is what they're called. You don't really need to know what that means, but the bottom line is like it's infinite, okay? So how do you do that? Well, you create it in Photoshop. Critical are your dimensions. So this is like your canvas that we've talked about earlier. The reason why it's easiest if you make that size right away is, well, because then after you don't have to worry about resizing. And you can always resize if you make a mistake, like we learned, all right? So what do you do with the header once you have it? You go to your website. I'm going to pick one. That doesn't matter. Let's go with this one. And you're going to notice that for the most part, there's nothing there. This is where your header is going to go. All right? So what I'm going to do now, this is a button we haven't used much. I'm going to click More. Edit Site Layout. I'm going to click here. So here you go. Configure site header. Use theme default value. Use logo size. Well, see, this is the thing. If you use the logo that was different, you could always do this. I want a custom logo. I choose a file. I didn't actually download one. I'm going to just pick it. Well, none of these are going to work because I didn't actually. Then I upload and you're done. Okay? So how did I do that again? I'm going to repeat. So, and here's some really cool stuff too with your layout. You can actually change from horizontal navigation to having your navigation at the top, but be careful with that because you actually have to customize it, and I didn't show you guys how to do it. So that's where you go. I'm going to close it. So edit site layout. That's where you get that from. All right? And I guess that's pretty much it.